We know this mile sucks.
Honestly, I don't know how I did it. Not only did I run a marathon, my first marathon, completed my first Dopey. It was my 25th birthday. He also proposed to me. It's 1:27 and I'm headed to the buses. I'm hoping there's not a lot of people, but we shall see. I'm walking a lot better than I thought I would, especially with how I felt yesterday. I do feel a little bit of pain in both of my hips, but it's more of like that really sore feeling. I'm making my trek. Balta and Mom are still sleeping. They're gonna wake up, I think, at like 2 or 3 to make it over there. I see 1, 2 people in my peripherals. I went for comfort. Not anything fancy, just something I know that won't make my body angry. So I'll talk to you in a little bit. The bus is already waiting. That's a good sign. I don't know how full that bus is though, so we shall see.
love you. I love you, baby. Let's take a picture.
You're ahead of pace.
I know. Thank you.
Everybody, we're on.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Opening up more Disney pins. The Magical Chefs. What bag do you want? Okay, you go first.
Is that the
Show the
series?
camera first. Yeah. What do you mean the series? Mystery box?
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was a series.
So
I want you to get Rapunzel, please.
okay, if I get Rapunzel.
What did we get yesterday? Or 2 days ago?
Remy.
What is it?
Oh, that's bad luck.
Oh no, it's
That's
Remy.
Ratatouille.
Which means, is this gonna be Stitch? I might have some traders. Don't look. Don't look. Yup. We got a duplicate box. We just have to trade them now on a pin board. We are gonna go to Magic Kingdom. I'll talk about the race later, but honey.
Good evening, dreamers of all ages. In just a few minutes, the
Good morning. It is actually the next day. I hardly filmed anything yesterday. That's okay. All of the thoughts are still very fresh, so don't worry. But I completed my first full marathon, the Mickey and Minnie medal, which means I completed the Goofy Challenge, which is the half marathon and the full marathon. And I completed the 5, 10, half, and full, which is the Dopey Challenge. First ever Dopey Challenge, first ever full marathon. It was my 25th birthday. It was great. I have all of the medals in this little case because after I finished, we ended up going over to Magic Kingdom to take some photos. But I do want to still talk about everything we got, the course. At the end, you did get finishing ears, which look like this, and it just says, happily ever after 26.2 miles marathon. I really like these. These are cute. And I had no idea we were getting them until the expo. And even after the expo, I wasn't sure if it was just Club Run Disney got it. Everyone did who finished, so that was amazing. Obviously the snack box, which I didn't open, but I don't think it's any different. Yeah, it's the same, which I actually might eat some of that now because I'm kind of hungry. I did want to talk about, sorry, I look around because I'm scared someone's gonna show up over here. I did want to talk about the course and how it felt and how it went. So obviously woke up earlier yesterday. I ended up leaving the room at 1:30. Got over to the bus station. There was a lot of people, but I still made it into the first bus, so I wasn't too worried about it. And honestly, I wasn't really even nervous then. The temperature was great. I honestly didn't really even need my blanket until a little bit later in the corral because the temperature obviously dropped. I decided not to go to the bathroom when we got there because I really wanted a good spot in the start area before they open the corrals, which I got over there and there was already 9 people before I was even there, plus everyone next to them. So also when our bus pulled in, it was so busy that they took us a little bit farther away, which meant we had farther to walk. And it was just really crowded. There was already a ton of people there. Once the start area opened, I made my quick jog test run, how is this gonna go, over to the Corral G, and I did end up getting in the front and I met some really lovely people, and there were some people that had been in there all weekend with me, which was really nice, and we just talked. I think they opened the corrals early, about 2:45. We sat there. The starting times were earlier today because it's a longer race, so I think instead of 5 being when they started about 4:30. Honestly, I don't know how I did it, but I started off my pace at there was only 2 waves in G, by the way, so keep that in mind. But I started at a run 1 minute, walk 30 seconds, and I kept that pace all the way up until maybe mile 14. I felt great. I don't know what the heck was going on. Hips did not bother me at all. My feet were just so tired, and I tried to stretch in the corrals beforehand. I took my Advil. I had icy hot on my legs, everything. Thank you. I haven't even gotten into the course area.
Yes, yeah, more action.
More action. Thank you, honey. He went and got me a Coke Zero. But anyway, I felt great. I don't know. There's nothing else for me to say. Going into it, I did not want to go off too fast because I didn't want to kill myself. You know, 13 miles is great, but then you have to do 13 more. So Alta and my mom were at the starting line, so they ended up coming. They were at the starting line when I went off, and then they made their way over to Magic Kingdom. Let's go into the course, actually. I guess we can go into that. So it says that I did 26.56 miles. My average pace was 14, and I did it in 6 hours and 14 minutes. Honestly, I was, again, not trying to go fast, but you always make those goals in the middle. So I was like, oh, maybe I can get under six hours, and that didn't happen, but that's fine. We started in the Epcot parking lot, of course. Mile 1 was just on the highway. Then we had mile 2, which was right as we entered Epcot, and we went around the pavilions over into, I think we made it all the way around. Sorry, it's because they overlapped so much, it was kind of hard to tell. Went through all of the pavilions. Mile 3 was over by Commucord. This is where we exited Epcot. Kind of went around. This was all back over by the parking lots. We were then back on the highway, and I really liked that we did this because this was actually miles 10, 11, and 12 in the half. So we started with them, which I was so happy. And someone actually mentioned, I hope since we're doing this now, they're not going to make us do this later because the hills are so bad. But this way, they were not bad because you were going up like that steady instead of that so, you know, rapid increase. Anyway, I do remember this was where Nick Wilde and Hop was. I can't remember her name, but anyway. Of course, all highway, came down the ramp like we do when we go opposite, made our way over to Magic Kingdom. So we did, of course, go by the Wedding Pavilion, Polynesian, Grand Floridian, from there into the boardwalk. So beautiful, always by this water. It's just stunning. They have the lights. By the time I made it over here, the sun was already kind of coming up, so it wasn't like the lights weren't on or anything. It wasn't dark. This bottleneck area that was so bad 2 days ago was not bad yesterday during the full marathon, which was really, really good because it was almost walking pace. It was, you know, so it was a lot better. Made our way into Magic Kingdom, of course, saw the castle. Balta and my mom were right in the middle of Main Street, close to the railing, so I stopped, said hi, got a picture, and then I kept going. My mom, she was like, you're ahead of pace, and I said, yeah, I know. So I just wanted to keep going. I felt great, and I was worried if I stopped my pace I wouldn't be able to get back into it if I like slowed down or walked a lot. So I tried to keep it. Mickey and Minnie were there. I got a selfie with them, a selfie with the castle, and then we kept going Adventureland over around Aladdin and up through Frontierland, but we went straight ahead into Liberty Square. There was a lot of object photos in the sense that they had the dragon from Sleeping Beauty, their float inside Magic Kingdom. They had a few cars like before we went over into Magic Kingdom from like Boardwalk. They had like a Mickey golf cart. They had like a lot of different things, which was really nice. Came up by It's a Small World, of course, came through the castle. That was a very slow spot. It was not crowded, but it's just a little bit tighter. So slow down a little bit. Up through Tomorrowland. This is where it kind of changed. So usually from Tomorrowland we go straight out, but instead we went over to the Tea Party area, over by Fantasyland and Gaston, into Storybook Circus, which I don't usually go that far into Storybook Circus, so it was kind of crazy. And then that was where you saw Tron, so that was cool. So we came kind of back towards Tron, Carousel of Progress, and then we exited like we usually do. Back onto the main road that we always are, going towards the Contemporary, where that like V hill is, where it's like steady here, and then it's like, walk up that please. And then that was the top of a mile marker. So I did end up slowing down after about mile 14, so we're almost there. This was of course all parking lot after Magic Kingdom, which I honestly didn't mind that much. One, because it was flat, and two, there were a few shaded areas, so I was kind of okay with it. See, this is all parking lot right here, so 12 all the way until 13. After 13, we kind of exited and we were back onto the main road. Mile 13, I noticed my time, and I really wanted to PB my time from the day before, which according to my watch I did. I ended up going a 2:54, and I think I was a 2:56 the day before, so I did PB my half marathon. Which might be why I slowed down a little bit. This is all just road and road and road and road. We did end up coming into Animal Kingdom just for a little bit. This was the first time that I saw the balloon ladies, because if you can see, we overlapped here. So when we were coming through, I was just seeing the people ahead of me came through. They were showing animals. They had goats, they had like a lizard. It was so cool. Anyway, this was where we entered Animal Kingdom. So cool. We went to Pandora. We went right through Pandora and then Africa, and we kind of like looped our way out. So this is where we looped. Obviously didn't see anyone until we came out. So once we hit here, again, I was just seeing the people who were behind me, but then as we made it closer to this end area, we saw the balloon ladies. So I knew that they were about like 2 miles behind me, and I felt so bad. That's the first time I ever saw the balloon ladies, and like everyone in front of them, I don't know, I didn't want them to give up, and they were doing really well. At this point, it was so hot, the sun was up, it was rough. I kind of want to backtrack. Through mile, 15 and 16, it was all Star Wars, so it was between two like lines of trees, and I imagine in the dark it would have been cooler. It was still cool for us, but they had fog machines, sounds, lights, as if they were fighting in Star Wars. It was very, very cool. Continued along. This was where I was like, oh my gosh, I just can't wait to be done. Why is it taking forever? 21, I was like, I still have 5 miles left. I'm not even done yet. And then we looped again. This was where we kind of backtracked because we entered Blizzard Beach. This was what everyone dreads. Honestly, I was just tired. The course wasn't bad. It was flat. It was fine. It was sunny, so that was pretty rough. But all in all, I really didn't mind it. They had a huge Baymax blow up, and we exited. I did not actually see the balloon ladies at all here. So my mom and Balta were kind of trying to track them, and at that point, they were about 4 miles behind me, is what my understanding was. So I knew I was pretty good. They ended up cutting this for people in the back. They ended up cutting off 1.5 miles, and that was the Blizzard Beach because of the heat. Now they still held back the balloon ladies, that way their pacing didn't change and people could still like, you know, do what they were doing, but they cut it off for them. I'm glad that I ended up keeping it, but yeah, that was the part they ended up cutting off for the heat. Once we exited Blizzard Beach, I knew, okay, we have Hollywood Studios and we have Epcot. Once we get into Epcot, we're done. Came up through the back by Twilight Zone, Tower of Terror, and I want to say last year, during the half is where we went through Hollywood Studios, but it might have been 2 years ago. They changed the half. Now we don't do Hollywood Studios in the half, but I think it was my first one that they did. Animal Kingdom in Hollywood Studios was packed with people because the parks were actually open. You could ride rides like Tower of Terror. You could ride Everest, which is like a big one that everyone does. I did not, but if I ever do it again, I think that will be a goal of mine. If maybe I'm in a higher crowd. I know that it caught up a lot, but I was just so worried that if I stopped for a character, it would be my luck that that would take 20 minutes and then all of a sudden I'm like a mile away from the balloon lady. Sunset Boulevard, which was so beautiful. The sun was up by then, so it's just really hot. Came around, obviously went by the Skyliner and went through the back by the parking lot. This huge lake, which, what is this called? A standard lake that we always went around. Went through Boardwalk, we kind of came up the back. This was beautiful as always. There was a ton of people. People were going into the cake bake shop and buying cake slices. There were all different signs and people dressed up, and that atmosphere is just pure adrenaline. And that's kind of how I was feeling. Is I had my headphones on, literally did not listen to a single thing. It was pure adrenaline and magic. That's all I can say. So after we left Boardwalk, this was where I was like, oh, we're there, we're at the end, just please let me hit that last mile marker. So we came out by the UK pavilion and then exited the Canada pavilion and went by the entrance of World Showcase. Came up over by Creations, went under Co-op Cool, over by Guardians and Mission Space, and this was where I hit 26 and I was like, okay, point 2. This was where the choir was. It was obviously all like behind the scenes kind of stuff, and I was like, okay, after I make this turn, that's it. And as you can see, I definitely sped up here. I jogged the entirety of the last little part and I crossed the finish line. It was crazy. This was the course as a whole. I mean, that's amazing. But anyway, they ended up giving out water and Powerade every other mile, roughly. They gave us 2 rounds of bananas if we wanted it. They gave us 2 rounds of honey stinger gummies. This was all during it. They gave us actually like wet sponges, which literally saved everyone's life. Everyone. Because it was so hot, it was very, very nice. That was right after, I think, Animal Kingdom, so it was like that long highway stretch getting to Hollywood Studios. I think that was it on the course. After the course, they gave us a cooling towel. Obviously, we got our medal and our hat. I ended up putting on Icy Hot, so like I said, my hips did not bother me at all. Sorry, the slate has kind of changed, but I had no hip pain. It was just my feet that were killing me and my hamstrings. I felt like I was getting a burning feeling on the outside of my left ankle to the point where I almost thought, am I chafing there or do I have like a rock? I bent down and I felt my hamstring like wanting to cramp and I was like, oh my god, it's awful. Nothing was there, so now I feel like I have an ankle injury because it was just burning all yesterday. The first time I stopped at like a medic area in any Disney race and I started putting on Icy Hot all over my legs. One, it helped me to cool down. So tip, if you get overheated and you feel hot, try Icy Hot because that cooling sensation really helped. And I drank every single water station and Powerade. I did not skip a single one, even if it was like I took 1 cup here or I took 2 cups at the next one. I was doing it. I was taking salt tablets every 30 minutes roughly. It's hard because then I'm like, did I take it 10 minutes ago or did I not, or was that on the hour? So I roughly took a little salt tablet every 30 minutes, which I do think helped, especially with the cramping. I waited, but roughly every 3 miles I took a honey stinger gel, and somewhere in there I ended up eating the rest of my gummies. I had some gummies like 30 minutes into the race. Yeah, I think I had like 2 gels left over and 1 packet of the honey stinger gummies that they ended up giving me, and I ate both of the bananas. I had the full first one, and then I think I had like 2/3 of the second one. I had like a little bit of stomach pain, but I almost thought it was just gassiness at the start because then like I want to say like after Magic Kingdom that kind of went away. I did not use the bathroom at all. did not have to go. I think because I was sweating enough. I will say, I did take 2 Imodium before we went to prevent me from having to go to the bathroom. You do you, but that was very comforting knowing I had that and that was gonna save me. It was amazing. It was phenomenal. I didn't end up getting any pictures at the end just because, 1, I knew we were going to Magic Kingdom, and 2, the line was crazy and I did not want to stand for a second longer. Since then, we got back to the hotel. I ended up resting. I took a long shower. I want to say like a 30-minute shower, just standing, sitting, stretching, if I'm being honest, in the shower. Balta used the massage gun on my hamstrings, my calves, which were crazy tight, and my feet, which also really helped with the pain. He did all of that. I did not nap or anything. My mom ended up showering and getting ready, and then we went to Magic Kingdom. We went to Magic Kingdom got there about 4 o'clock basically on the dot. So 4 o'clock, we were in Magic Kingdom. Balta used the bathroom, and we wanted to take some photos in front of the castle, like with those photographers. And my mom got a picture with me with some of my medals, so I will put that in there for you. And she said that she wanted some with her medals and then Balta as well. I did mine with like all of my medals here. They had me like looking up, which I don't, maybe they're gonna put balloons in that photo. Anyway, and then my mom said she wanted some with both of us, and he came over and he was wearing these ears because he doesn't wear ears. I saw the ears first. It said that, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I look over and my mom's recording. The girl is taking photos. There's people behind them like, he proposed to me. He freaking proposed to me, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna some of them together. He's gonna propose right now. Get ready. She did not know.
Give a kiss. Yes. All right, now I'm gonna have you guys.
This is like the ring by itself because he did have the band with him, so I could try it on with the band. I was so surprised because leading up to it, I had a feeling like there was just things that he was saying or things he was being weird about that I was like, I wonder if that's what's gonna happen. But we did our private photo session. We did that like the first day we went to Magic Kingdom, and I literally told him, well, you missed your opportunity, and he like laughed. This was his moment, and he said he knew he was gonna do it on this day. Not only did I run a marathon, my first marathon, completed my first Dopey. It was my 25th birthday. He also proposed to me, all within like the 19 hours I had been awake. Anyway, so now you know why I wasn't like recording anything, because then I was just like, oh my gosh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. We had a dining reservation for Cinderella's. I wanted to show you some of the things we got. So after we got our pictures, we ended up going to the lawn where they do like the set up model photos. So I did a few there. Afterwards, we ended up going over to Ye Olde Christmas shop to get some customized things. To give a little background on what was happening, my mom, when we went to Disney Springs the first day that we were here, like the first full day, she went and got these ears and got them customized, which I didn't even know you could do at Disney Springs. Got them customized. She had the ring box with everything in it. I had no idea. So I ended up going to get some ears, and I got one that said I said yes. Now, 2 different people made them, so they definitely look a little different, but they're still cute. My mom just wished that they made them a little bit bigger, like the writing. but that's okay. And honestly, in my mind, I'm like, I can always add some stuff to these if I want to. Then, of course, we got our happily ever after pins. After it happened, oh my gosh, it was crazy. The girl behind my mom was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. You guys, okay, it's so funny. Over by Casey's, they brought out like a little baseball cake with some popcorn. It was so sweet. I ended up getting these buttons, and it just says 2026 engagement. I want to put some tape over it though so it doesn't like rub off. So they didn't have too many options, but I still thought it was cute. And it looks like this, and they did engaged here, and then under in the Mickeys they did hearts, and it says 2026 on that as well. I hope you can see that. The light kind of makes it hard. By the time we were done with Pirates, it was time for our dinner reservation at Cinderella's Castle. I have not eaten there in so long, and it was okay. It's obviously more for the experience. It was beautiful in there. We saw Rapunzel, Aurora, Merida, Cinderella obviously, and I think that was it. Afterwards, we went to go see the fireworks, which was Balta's first time seeing Happily Ever After. I love it. I always cry. It's like the best show ever. I record it every single time we go. Then I went to Pandora because I knew I wanted to get a little charm to symbolize it, just because I thought that was so cute. Not that I needed one, but they had this Happily Ever After one. It has Mickey and Minnie at the castle watching the fireworks, which is so me. On the back, it says Happily Ever After. The next one, which my mom actually ended up buying, was this teacup one with Minnie and Mickey, which is so cute. It actually sits like perfectly on the table. And then I saw this one. I did not realize it was so expensive, but I understand why. It's 14 karat gold with a diamond on the tip of the shoe. I didn't even ask the price. I should have. This is like, I think the one I wanted to symbolize for our engagement. This is new, so they are coming out with princess charms every single month, different ones, and this was one of the fancy ones, so it's her glass slipper. After that, we ended up leaving. We got back. I wanted to buy my sweatshirt, so I ended up buying this one at Pop. Looks like this. It just says Walt Disney World with like pink hearts and then all of the like main characters on it. I really liked this white one, and I tried on a large at the Emporium, and I thought it looked fine like how it was. It's a little bit big, but that's okay. And it says 2026. It has nothing on the back. It's just nice and plain. And I liked that because they don't have like something like a quarter zip. I usually do like a jacket zip up. So just a little something different. And that is to catch you up on what happened yesterday. So I'm gonna end this video here. That way I can put it all in the other one. I know this like clip is like 30 minutes long. I'm looking at it like, you need to hurry up. You need to stop talking. But I just felt like I couldn't leave you hanging. So I'm so happy. I would totally do the full marathon again. I don't know. I don't know. I think I need to think about it for, you know, another month before it's time to sign up for it. But all in all, it was great. Yeah, so that's all. I'm gonna end this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay and subscribe and everything for the next video, which is going to be for this day. Thank you guys. Goodbye.